Hello and welcome to Spectre Operations, how to paint criminal element heavies. So again, I just want to let you guys know I am in love with these minis. And I'm sorry for the background noise. The kids are watching some TV and I had to escape into a room. But these models here, they are just amazing detail. I don't know what else to say. I always start with just basic stuff, gluing them onto a base. These are Spectre Operation 20mm bases. You can use 25. I kind of like these a lot. And as you see, the detail on the new minis is fantastic. So let's start with some Army Painter primer. I'll have to show you how I prime, just in case you don't know how to use a rattle can or overspray. But once you get that done, we can move on to doing our zenithal highlighting. I'm going to use Vallejo thinner and white paint. I'm about half and half. And again, if you don't have an electric airbrush, I highly recommend it because they are very, very useful for things like this. If you're doing bigger projects, you might want to invest in a bigger compressed air airbrush. Again, same technique for zenithal highlighting. There's lots of videos out there on how to do it. I like to go with my highlighting pretty heavy, especially if I use contrast or Army Painter speed paints, but it definitely allows you to get some good coloring. So I'm using filthy gray and uniform gray, but I also use, I think, Necron gray or something. These are just some of the other paints that I use. These are for the headphones, but I won't probably use all of them. This is for the gear in a backpack, and then some blacks. So Spectre's art shows that these guys are pretty much just all blacked out. I want to use a little bit more color on them, so I won't go as heavy on the dark muted colors. We'll do gray on the pants, dark gray on the pants, and dark gray on the hoodie. And so as soon as we get it, I usually get at least 2 good coats on there. I always water down my paint pretty decent so it flows into the grooves nicely and doesn't clump up. Now we're going to do some deep blue, and this is going to be on the backpack and the tactical belt and some of the tactical gear. And remember, we are going to bring down the color by using Nuln oil, so don't worry about just how vibrant it looks at the moment. So then we're going to use a little bit of brown on his boots, and I'm doing mine again. I do it a little different than the cover art for Spectre. I'm going to do the gloves and his fanny pack as well. So once you get those colored in, you should look like that. Now let's use some angel green to do his headphones. And then I'll also do just I use Vallejo black to do his face mask. Here we're going to use some. So halfway through this, I decided that I wanted to make a black camo. So as you can see here, I am layering on some different patterns. We start with the dark gray, and then we go into a lighter gray. And I'm not careful, I'm just randomly trying to distribute my camo pattern throughout the darker gray evenly. So after a lighter gray, you should look more like this. Then I'll go back in with finer, more detailed black lines, and I will kind of run them in and throughout the dark gray and the lighter gray colors. So you should look more like this. You can leave it at this, but I wanted to darken down everything, so I pretty much used Null Oil, and you can use Agrax Earthshade. I think that would work well as well. But I really liked how Null Oil turned out on this guy with his camo. And I'll spread the Null Oil all over pretty generously, as you saw in my last video. And I actually did 2 coats on the blue because I really wanted to desaturate the blue. And then afterwards, I just went back through with the lighter gray and picked out some of the detail. So now we're just going to do some of the detail touch-ups, such as yellow. And I also used my speed paint to get the weapon. I really like the way I think it's Gravelord Gray looks on the weapon. So with a quick, and guys, this was really easy to do, and I think you can paint your whole squad. The most time consuming thing is just some of the details, and you can dull the blue down or anything you want, but I thought this guy turned out pretty awesome. If you guys have any questions, leave me a comment and I'll try to answer it. Alright guys, thanks so much. Subscribe, like, and comment. Until next time.